Failure. It's a word that carries a heavy weight, one that we often fear, avoid, and shy away from. Society teaches us to associate failure with weakness, incompetence, or defeat. We're told to celebrate success, to chase victory, and to cling to achievement. Yet, in the grand scheme of life, failure is not an endpoint. It is, in fact, the very foundation upon which success is built. Failure is not the enemy. It's a guide, a teacher, and ultimately, the key to your next breakthrough. Think about any great achievement in history, and you'll see a story of failure written between the lines. Thomas Edison, the man who gifted the world the electric light bulb, failed over 1,000 times before finding the right filament. When asked about his failures, he simply said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,0,0,0,0 ways that won't work." Every failure brought him closer to his goal. Each setback was a step forward. Failure strips away the unnecessary. It forces us to confront our vulnerabilities and reevaluate our approaches. When you fail, you're given the chance to pause and ask, what went wrong? What can I do differently? These moments of introspection are where growth happens. They teach you resilience, problem solving, and adaptability, skills that no amount of success can ever truly instill. The pain of failure is temporary, but the lessons it imparts can last a lifetime. There's a misconception that people who succeed were simply lucky or naturally gifted. But what we don't often see are the countless hours they spent struggling, the mistakes they made, and the moments they doubted themselves. It's in the shadows of failure that champions are made. Michael Jordan, often regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Thank you for watching this presentation. The path to your next breakthrough isn't a straight line. It's messy, unpredictable, and filled with detours. But every twist and turn serves a purpose. Failure forces you to think creatively. It challenges you to step out of your comfort zone and explore new perspectives. What may feel like a roadblock today could be the catalyst for something extraordinary tomorrow. Embrace it, lean into the discomfort, and use it as fuel to ignite your ambition. When you fail, you gain a unique insight into yourself. You discover strengths you didn't know you had. You realize that your worth isn't tied to a single outcome or achievement. Failure reminds you that you're human. It connects you with others who have faced similar struggles, building empathy and a shared understanding. These connections, born from vulnerability, often lead to collaborations and opportunities you never imagined possible. Fear of failure holds so many people back. It's the fear of judgment, of embarrassment, of not being enough. But here's the truth. Everyone fails. Everyone stumbles. What separates those who thrive from those who don't isn't the absence of failure, it's their response to it. Do you let it define you? Or do you use it as a stepping stone to something greater? Imagine a world where failure isn't seen as the end, but as a necessary part of the process. What risks would you take? What dreams would you chase? The next time you encounter failure, don't run from it. Welcome it. Learn from it. Let it shape you into a stronger, wiser, and more determined version of yourself. Success isn't about avoiding failure. It's about embracing it. It's about having the courage to keep going, even when the odds seem insurmountable. It's about recognizing that every setback is an opportunity in disguise. Each time you fail, you're not starting over, you're starting from experience. The greatest breakthroughs often come right after the moments when you feel like giving up. When everything seems to be falling apart, that's when the seeds of transformation are planted. It's in the struggle, in the moments of doubt and despair, that you build the character and resilience needed to rise above. So don't fear failure. Pursue it. Seek it out, because with every failed attempt, you're growing, evolving, and getting closer to your breakthrough. The world doesn't need perfection. It needs persistence. It needs people who are willing to fall, get back up, and keep moving forward. Every time you fail, you're proving to yourself and to the world that you're not afraid to try. And trying is the first step to achieving greatness. Failure is not a detour, it's the road itself. It's the path that leads to innovation, creativity, and ultimately success. Embrace it, learn from it, and trust that it's leading you to your next breakthrough. Every great success story begins with failure, not just once, but often over and over again. The world's most accomplished individuals didn't get there because they avoided failure. They got there because they faced it, learned from it, and used it as fuel to keep going. It's easy to look at their achievements and think they were just lucky, or they were naturally gifted. But the truth is far different. What you don't see are the sleepless nights, the countless attempts, the rejection letters, and the moments of doubt that nearly made them give up. They succeeded because they didn't let failure stop them. They let it teach them. Think of failure as a mirror. It reflects back what's not working, what needs to change, and where growth is needed. It strips away ego and false assumptions, leaving behind a clear view of what you need to improve. This clarity is a gift, even if it doesn't feel like one at the time. Failure is honest. It doesn't sugarcoat. It doesn't lie to you. It tells you exactly where you stand and challenges you to rise above it. The pain of failure is temporary, but the lessons it imparts can last a lifetime. When you fail, you gain insight that success alone can never provide. Success, after all, can be fleeting. It doesn't always demand that you question your methods or dig deeper into your potential. Failure, on the other hand, forces you to confront your weaknesses, reevaluate your strategies, and push beyond your perceived limits. It's in those moments of self-reflection and perseverance that breakthroughs happen. Failure also builds resilience. Every time you fall and get back up, you strengthen your ability to endure challenges. Resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something you develop through adversity. When you fail, you're given the opportunity to prove to yourself that you're capable of handling setbacks. You learn that failure isn't the end of the road, it's just a bend in the path. This resilience becomes your foundation, your inner strength, and it carries you forward when things get tough. Take a moment to think about the people you admire most. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, innovators. Behind every one of their successes is a story of failure. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. J.K. Rowling was rejected by numerous publishers before Harry Potter saw the light of day. These individuals didn't let failure define them. They let it drive them. They understood that failure wasn't a verdict. It was a step in the process. There's a misconception that failure is something to be ashamed of, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Failure is proof that you're trying, that you're pushing boundaries, that you're taking risks. Playing it safe might protect you from failure, but it will also keep you from growth. Growth requires stepping outside of your comfort zone, and stepping outside of your comfort zone inevitably means encountering failure. The two are inseparable. It's important to reframe how you view failure. Instead of seeing it as a loss, see it as feedback. Every failure carries a lesson, a piece of information that you can use to adjust your approach. It's like a compass, guiding you toward a better version of yourself. When you fail, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to improve? The answers to these questions are what will propel you forward. Failure also has a way of opening doors you didn't even know existed. Sometimes, what feels like a dead end is actually a redirection. When one path closes, you're forced to explore others, and often, these new paths lead to opportunities that are even better than what you originally envisioned. Failure has a strange way of aligning you with your true purpose, even if the journey is uncomfortable. The fear of failure is one of the biggest obstacles to success. It keeps people from taking action, from trying new things, from pursuing their dreams. But fear is an illusion. The real danger isn't failing. It's not trying at all. Regret is far more painful than failure could ever be. When you look back on your life, it won't be the times you failed that you'll regret. It'll be the times you let fear stop you from even trying. Best of all, Meridian, failure is a universal experience. Everyone at some point faces it. What sets people apart is how they respond to it. Do they let it defeat them, or do they let it shape them? Your response to failure is what defines your character. It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. Each time you rise, you're stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the challenges ahead. Breakthroughs don't happen in a vacuum. They're born out of struggle, out of persistence, out of refusing to give up. The greatest innovations, the most inspiring achievements, and the most profound personal transformations often come right after a failure. It's in those moments when you feel like giving up, when everything seems to be going wrong, that you're closest to your breakthrough. Failure is not the end of the story. It's just a chapter, and it's up to you how the next one is written. The road to success is paved with failures. Each one teaches you something valuable. Each one prepares you for the next step. Each one brings you closer to your goal. So don't fear failure. Embrace it. Let it be your teacher, your motivator, and your guide. Trust that every setback is setting you up for a comeback. And remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. The key to your next breakthrough is already in your hands. You just have to be willing to use it.